If you like Justin Timberlake, I suggest you click off this video right now. What's good, you guys? It's your boy Rick. You are watching Surface Town. As always, please start this video off by subscribing, clicking that thumbs up button. Today, we are going to talk about Janet Jackson. If you do not know my channel, we've talked about Janet several times since I started. And just recently, we celebrated the 20th anniversary of the Velvet Rope. But, you know, I didn't want to have to make this video. I didn't, because about a month or so ago, there were rumors that Justin Timberlake was supposed to headline the 2018 Super Bowl halftime show. And, you know, some of my friends was like, are you going to do a video about it? Are you going to talk about it? I was like, no, I'm not going to talk about it until it's official. And it's crazy that I said that because just this past Sunday, I believe, Justin Timberlake tweeted, "It's official," with a link to this poster of him headlining the 2018 halftime show. Now, I was like in disbelief because, one, I'm a Janet Jackson fan. And let's just start from the beginning. For those of you who do not know, Janet Jackson headlined the 2004 Super Bowl halftime show, and Justin Timberlake came out to perform with her. At the end of the performance, he ripped a piece of her, I think it was her right breast, a piece of her costume off, exposing her breast to millions of people, right? This caused so much backlash. I believe they were fined and all types of stuff. Like, it was really, really bad, you know, for that night. And a lot of people, the thing about this is a lot of people don't even know that there were a lot of people that performed that night. Janet Jackson had a whole set. You know, I think P. Diddy came out. I believe Nelly came out. I mean, it was a lot of artists on that stage, but Janet Jackson was like the headliner. And then Justin Timberlake comes at the end, just for like, I don't know, 30 seconds. He wasn't even there that long. And then that last second, that happened. A lot of people that talk about the Super Bowl, that's one thing that makes me mad, is they didn't even watch the entire performance. You know what I mean? They just know it for that moment. And that moment was all anybody was ever talking about. My whole thing is, you know, when you watch that entire performance, it's almost like you ask yourself, why was Justin Timberlake even there to begin with? You know, she had did All For You, Rhythm Nation, and she could have did another song, but instead they chose to do Rock My Body, Rock Your Body, one of them, with Justin Timberlake. Now, Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson at that time, they were really like the mentors to the new generation, to like Christina Aguilera and Destiny's Child and Britney Spears and NSYNC and Justin Timberlake. They were like the mentors to them. You know what I mean? So they really took them under their wing, you know, as far as, you know, for the new era of pop music, and they really didn't have to. They really didn't have to. Janet did not even have to share that stage with Justin Timberlake, but she did because, and she got on his album, which was the crazy thing about it, is his album Justified. She did a song with him, so she really went out of her way to sort of usher in this new artist. And, you know, yesterday there was, you know, Janet Jackson was trending all day because of this. And there were a lot of articles that came out, and the NFL had the nerve to say that Janet Jackson was never banned from the NFL. They had the nerve to say that shit. I was like, you know, now they're really, it's like putting salt on the wound, you know what I mean? Because this another article said that both Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake survived the halftime show. And my whole thing was like, of course Janet Jackson survived. She's a black woman. That's what black women do. They survive. You know what I mean? And they're talking about that Janet Jackson, they both survived. Like, what are you talking about? Justin Timberlake didn't have to survive. You know, a lot of people don't know, but during that time in 2004, Janet Jackson was just coming back. She had a new album out entitled Demita Joe. Now, before the halftime show, she was promoting Demita Joe in her single, Just a Little While, I believe. And at that time, it had the most radio plays of any song at that time. She had more radio plays than Alicia Keys and Usher's Yeah or Burn, one of those songs. And anybody who knows music, they know that 2004 was the year for Usher. He just like dominated the charts, dominated the radio. And at that time, Janet Jackson was doing bigger numbers than them. But after the halftime show, they literally blackballed Janet Jackson. Literally. Her music was not played on the radio, not her past music, not her new music. Her music videos weren't even shown on MTV or VH1. And everybody knows back then, music videos were a big thing and radio was a big thing. Like, you needed those to sell records. And they literally blackballed her from that. She wasn't able to do that. She wasn't able to go on the Grammys. I mean, they literally, I don't want to say ruined, because Demita Joe was still triple platinum. You know what I mean? And that just lets you know that you can't stop greatness. Demita Joe is one of her most underrated albums. And it still was successful. It still was triple platinum. Like, come on now. That just lets you know what kind of star power Janet Jackson really had. And they had the nerve to say that they both survived. Like, people don't understand that this split second changed Janet's career and her legacy. It changed her legacy. She had a statue in Disneyland, or either Disneyland or Disney World. She had a statue of Mickey Mouse with the Rhythm Nation costume. They stripped that. They just really made Janet seem like it was her fault, when really he was the one that grabbed her. That is sexism. That is racism. This is ageism. This is just, it's really fucked up when you think about what kind of era we live in. Like, a lot of people are saying, don't blame Justin Timberlake, blame the NFL. No, I'm going to blame Justin Timberlake too, because he knew what type of attention that this would bring. Like, he knew. The last time he was on stage at the Super Bowl, it was with Janet, and this thing happened. You know what I mean? They made such a big deal about this incident. So it wasn't something like, oh, it's just, you know, it's 14 years ago. No, the media remembers everything. The media never forgets. So the fact that he thinks he could just come back and perform. And who said we wanted Justin Timberlake anyways? Nobody said we want Justin Timberlake. Nobody wants Justin Timberlake in 2018. You could have Rihanna. You could have had fucking Ed Sheeran, Ariana Grande. There are so many different artists that you could have had perform. Kendrick Lamar, Drake. There's so many people you could have had perform at this halftime show, and you chose Justin Timberlake. They did this on purpose. They did this on purpose. They know what type of time this is as far as racism goes. And they knew that picking Justin Timberlake, they knew it. What did they think? They were just going to pick Justin Timberlake and everybody's going to be like, oh my God, Justin Timberlake, and not think about Janet Jackson? Did they think that was really going to happen? Like, come on now. She has gotten disrespected so much in this past decade. It's ridiculous. And of course she survived. It's Janet. She's a Jackson. People don't understand that. And it's just, they have the nerve to say that she wasn't banned. They have the nerve. They have the nerve. And then I was watching this Billboard interview. And this woman had the nerve to say, surprisingly, it was met with mixed reviews. What do you mean surprisingly it was met with mixed reviews? Of course it's going to be met with mixed reviews. You welcome back this dude that had he not been there, this wouldn't even have happened at all. He shouldn't even have been on stage with Janet Jackson. It's disappointing, and you know, I definitely needed to make this video. I don't want it to go on too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But you guys let me know what you think about this situation. It's very unfortunate. It's just unfortunate that we live in a time where, you know, white supremacy continues to slap us in the face. It continues to slap us in the face, and we're supposed to just be okay with it. Like, it couldn't even have been, you know I'm a Janet Jackson stan, but it could have very well easily been Beyonce. It could have very well easily been anybody on that stage that happened to. And now look what they're doing. Like, it's just disrespectful. I look at Justin Timberlake so different now. You know, I never really liked him because he never really defended Janet. He never really apologized. And he went on to sell records. I mean, you know, granted, he's no Usher or anything like that, but, you know, he definitely was able to go on tour. He was able to go on the award shows. He was able to promote his album on the radio. You know what I mean? Like, nothing happened to Justin, and now they're letting him get back on the stage like it isn't nothing. And if you don't see what's wrong with that, then something is wrong with you. Like, this isn't even about Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson. This is about white supremacy and how, you know, you can do wrong, get a slap on the wrist, and then just go back out there and everybody loves you again. It just does not make any sense to me. You guys let me know in the comments. I'm your boy Rick. Please subscribe, and please continue on social media. Please continue to let people know that we don't want Justin Timberlake. Like, nobody asked for him. Nobody. And maybe, I guess he's trying to put out a new album next year. He might try to go on tour. Like, no, like, we don't want this. You're not Beyonce. I'm sorry. You can't do that. So, but yeah, you guys let me know. I'm your boy Rick. I'm about to get ready for work. But yeah, we will see you guys next time. Love always. And we out.